Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, Eder build. In this case, we're gonna have a mix of Eder for fighter and rogue, or better to say, as a swashbuckler. A bit of idiotic name for this subclass, but it's quite good. Eder is gonna be your main tank, and someone that deals solid amount of damage as well. The build was made to work on Pot of the Damned difficulty, and if it works on the hardest difficulty available, it will work on all other difficulties as well. Let's not waste time, and let's go. Before we start with the video, I got a new channel about my cats. It's not a gaming channel, but it's a relaxing channel with a lot of gaming music, so you can chill out while doing something else. So, if you have a daughter, mother, sister, even your mother-in-law, recommend them the channel. They also gonna like it, as well as if you have cats. It will be something like a cat TV as well. Your cats will have fun too. Thanks up front for subscribing on the new channel. Let's go to the video. So, a multi-class Eder, rogue fighter. Now, how do we play Eder? During the campaign, we wanna max out mechanics and we wanna max out streetwise. Once you respec on level 20, once you're done with campaign and once you're done with all the DLCs, then you're gonna respec and we're gonna take athletics, max it out, and we're gonna take survival maxed out. So that's the entire difference of those two builds. In this case, I'm gonna showcase campaign build for Eder. Have in mind just to switch when you fight mega bosses for the other skills. So now we're taking mechanics and we're taking streetwise. Eder is gonna be extremely useful in skill checks this way. He's gonna cover most of Neketaka with streetwise, and he's gonna cover the entire game with high mechanics, okay? Unlocking doors, traps, spotting traps, hidden objects, and so on. That's Eder's job from this point on. After all, he is a mix of fighter and rogue. Rogues are for mechanics. Level 2, next. What we're gonna take here with the starting point. The first one is a no-brainer. It's Discipline Barrage. You whack Discipline Barrage and then you knock someone out. That's your combo with Eder early on in the game. Level 3 now. We go with mechanics. We go with streetwise. We say next. And now from the fighter we're gonna take Fast Runner, or better to say we're gonna take Stride and disengage. Level 4 for Eder. Mechanics, streetwise. And now we're taking fighter stances. That's how great it is. We don't want to miss fighter stances, so we can go straight up for the guardian stance. During the campaign, you will play with a guardian stance. During mega bosses, you will play with a conqueror stance. And that's about it. That's the entire difference between builds for campaign and builds for mega bosses. In skills and here in one simple passive. So, from the fighter, we're taking fighter stances, and from the rogue, we're gonna take weapon and shield style, because we want to play with a shield. Now, as far as weapon proficiency goes, we're gonna learn heavy shield, and we say next. Again, level 5, taking mechanics, taking streetwise, we say next, and now we're going to the rogue, and what we're gonna take is convert hits to crits with dirty fighting. It's just crazy good passive early on. On level 6, again taking mechanics into streetwise, we go to the fighter and we're gonna take determination. Crazy good for defenses all around. That's what we're gonna take now. Level 7, mechanics, streetwise, we say next. And here, as far as fighter goes, we immediately take rapid recovery. And we say next. For the rogue, we're gonna take riposte. Level 8, mechanics, streetwise. Now, with Eder, from the fighter, what we're gonna take is to convert grazes into hits with proficient weapons. And for the weapon proficiency, this is very simple. What you want in Eder is basically a saber. You can also play with maces, flails. This all depends what weapons you like in a game. What I would recommend though 4 there is to learn the sword for the start, so you can switch between saber and a sword. And we say next. On level 9, mechanics, streetwise. And now, for the campaign, there is +1 enemies engaged. This is only valid during the campaign. During mega bosses, you won't need hold the line. So have that in mind when you respec, to not waste points on hold the line. During the campaign, it's fine, we can take it now. But this is one extra point that you can later on push into snake reflexes or into bull's will or into bear's fortitude. Okay, very important for the mega bosses. Now, hold the line. Level 10, we're taking mechanics into streetwise, and now we got 2 points, one into each subclass. The first thing we're gonna take is, of course, weapon specialization from the fighter. And from the rogue, this is very good passive persistent distraction. You get attackers distracted, you reduce their perception, hence you reduce their accuracy. So we're taking persistent distraction. And we say next. Level 11, mechanics into streetwise. And now it's time to upgrade some defenses on it there. The very first one we're gonna take is fearless, of course. So we say next, up to level 12. Mechanics, streetwise. After we took fearless, now we're gonna take body control, might affliction. For the weapon proficiency this time, we can go either with maces or with clubs. Let's take club. On level 13, mechanics, streetwise. And now, on tier 5, we got guardian stance for the campaign. That's what we're gonna take. Once you respec, as I said, you're gonna go with a conqueror stance for mega bosses at a late game. So this time we're taking the guardian stance, even more enemies engaged. For the rogue part, we're gonna take deep wounds, cause it's gonna convert all type of damage into raw damage. Okay, it's very good to have. Later on we're gonna get extra raw damage with arterial strike. So now we're taking deep wounds. Level 14 is also a huge level for it there. The reason is very simple. Here into fighter, we're gonna take armor grace and reduce armor recovery penalty by 25%. So heavy armor won't be 55% anymore, it's gonna be 30%. So there, in heavy armor, will act like he has medium armor. Extremely good passive. On level 15, again we're taking mechanics into streetwise, and now it's quite simple, we're taking tough. More health on it there. And we say next, level 16, mechanics into streetwise. And now we got 2 points. One with a fighter, the other one with a rogue. From the fighter, we're gonna take flat spell resist. And now it's time to learn from the rogue with the arterial strike, combine raw damage with deep wounds and arterial strike. That's gonna be a lot of raw damage over time on it there. Okay, he's gonna start dealing a lot of damage as well. Not only that he's tanky, he also deals a lot now. For the weapon proficiency, we can learn maces or flails, or if you wanna be accurate and you wanna play with spears, I recommend spears. But what's the best by far? There is a great battle axe in the game that Eder can use. But again, there is also a great saber. Okay, so in this case, just to make sure that we cover all type of damage, we got slash, we got blunt, we got combination of slash and pierce. Now we need flat pierce, and you can consider taking up spears, so you cover all type of damages in the game. Next, level 17, mechanics into streetwise. And now this one is very simple. In the fighter ability tree, we're taking uncanny luck, flat percentage to resists and crits. And we say next, level 18, mechanics and streetwise. And now from the fighter, we're gonna learn discipline strikes, or better to say we're upgrading discipline barrage into discipline strikes to get intuitive, or better to say we convert more hits to crits, okay, and better accuracy as well. And we say next, on level 19, we're taking mechanics into streetwise. Now the final part opened up. It's more for empower. There doesn't need empower because he's a fighter rogue. He needs other passives, okay. Empower doesn't mean that much, especially not on the hardest difficulty available in the game, on Path of the Damned. So there is the revival. Again, it's a waste of a point. Even though it sounds useful, it's actually waste of a point because you want to be stronger. Okay, not to revive. There are items in a game that can revive you, there are spells in a game that can revive you. This, even though it sounds good, just don't take it, go with something else. For example, weapon mastery, add more damage to it there. And we say next. Now from the rogue part, this is very simple, it's death blows. Sneak attack damage 50% more with weapons. When enemies are under 2 different crowd control spells, a there is gonna hurt like crazy. Okay, and death blows are just way too good to skip. And the final level, level 20, mechanics, streetwise. And now we got 3 options, basically. We got improved critical, we got flat deflection, and we got resistance to dexterity afflictions. Your choice what you wanna take here. What I would recommend for the hardest difficulty, it's unstoppable. Okay, if you play on hard and below, you go with improved critical to actually burst enemies faster. Deflection only if there is the only tank in a game, or better to say in your team. Okay, what we're taking now is unstoppable, so now we covered resistances to all afflictions in the game. We say next, the final weapon of choice could be a mace or a battle axe, your choice, and we finish up with Eder. How do we play Eder? As I said, once you respec, you want to play with cleaving stance. Upgraded cleaving stance against mega bosses, but during the entire campaign you want to play with a guardian stance, alright? And that's the entire trick. Now, how you open up? You open up with discipline strikes, and then you immediately transfer into arterial strike, raw damage over time, you're soaking up damage, you are engaging like 5-6 enemies at the same time, soaking up damage and dealing raw damage, and that's about it. Eder is quite simple to play with. Also, you always stand up first in line when enemies come to your team, so you can defend them with Eder. Now, what about itemization? For weapons, we're using Grave Calling Saber, absolutely the best freaking weapon on Eder. Also, you're not wrong if you play with Kapana Taga. It's quite good for engaging multiple enemies, especially when upgraded. Also, you can use Frostfall and you can use Modveer. Yeah, it's absolutely your choice what you're gonna take for Eder. There's a lot of great weapons in the game, and a lot of them count on Eder. Pick smart. Have an option with slash damage, or better to say in the other hand, blunt or pierce, so you can hurt most of the enemies in the game. Depends out of the resist, of course. As far as shields go, Kadu's Cult, absolutely great shield on Eder. Also medium Latandria's Devotion is great. I think you can buy it in Neketaka early on in a game. And of course there is the Wintertide Bulwark and Shining Bulwark, as well as Mundane Shield. Okay, so no matter what you equip, it's absolutely great on Eder. I recommend a heavy shield, because there is nothing better than a heavy shield in a game, no matter what heavy shield. Yeah. As far as other items go, for the helmet, Ma of Ingmirk is great on Eder because of extra perception. The bigger the perception, the better the chance you're gonna hit someone. For the amulet, flat resolve, the bigger the resolve, the tankier Eder is. Armor, only heavy armor. Best armor on Eder, 1 dozen stud. Okay, there is no better armor basically on Eder. For the rings, Fortitude Reflex Will Flat, Minor Protection, and Ring of Solitary Wanderer, resolve up on Eder. Defenses plus the Lone Wolf perk. For the boots, Pathfinder boots, absolutely great, Dexterity and Reflex. For the cape, Nemnock's Cloak, of course, gives plethora of different buffs on Eder, because he's gonna receive damage and he's gonna benefit a lot when receiving damage with Nemnock's Cloak. For the gloves, Helios Talons, very good, it deals different type of damage, and of course raw bleed damage over time, combined with raw bleed damage from actives and passives in a skill tree, Eder deals non-stop raw damage like this. For the belt, Constitution flat, no matter if it's +3, no matter if it's this Girdle of Mortal Protection, as long as it has Constitution, Eder benefits out of high Constitution. Early on in the game, you'll probably play a lot with Burglar's Gloves, and it's also useful because of mechanics, so you can unlock most of the stuff in the game. That would be it with Eder. If you enjoyed the video and if you found it helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.